What is up, everybody? Chaos here, and today's COD history video is powered by the new SCUF Prestige. Link is in the description for you guys. It is available for pre-order for Xbox One and PC, and as you can see on the screen, this thing is absolutely amazing. Plus, it can go up to 30 hours on a single charge. It has all the SCUF benefits that you know and love, and the SCUF Prestige has 4 paddles on the back that can be mapped to 14 different controller function. So this thing is fully customizable for any size hands, any type of player. You guys go take advantage. And if you do, use promo code Chaos and tweet me if you do. Now, let's get in to the worst Call of Duty DLC guns. Now, when DLC weapons were first introduced as a common mechanic in Call of Duty, it caused a bit of controversy right off the bat, largely due to the fact that they were being locked behind RNG paywalls in the form of supply drops. But not all of these weapons were actually worth the work to unlock. And today, my friends, we are going to go over 10 of the worst COD DLC guns in COD history. And we're going to kick things off with none other than the Type 5 in Call of Duty World War II. This was a semi-automatic rifle, much like the M1 Garand or the SVT-40. It fired slow, but it hit hard, killing in 2 to 3 shots. However, the problem was the fact that it was severely outclassed by not just the automatic rifles in COD World War II, but also the other semi-automatics. The M1 Garand was much more deadly, and the faster semi-autos like the M1 Carbine or the Gewehr were way better for a game like Call of Duty. Of all the slow-firing semi-auto rifles in COD World War II, the Type 5 was definitely the worst of the bunch, and I think it's a good way to kick off today's video. At number 9, the Ballistic Knife in Black Ops 3. Now, this was kind of sad because the Ballistic Knife is an iconic weapon in Black Ops history. It first appeared in the original Black Ops and then was improved upon in Black Ops 2, but strangely, it didn't launch with Black Ops 3. Instead, it was added to the supply drops in March of 2017, almost a year and a half after the game launched. And while it was functionally identical to the previous Ballistic Knives, the problem was that this thing was outclassed in every single way by the NX Shadowclaw, which had been in the game for over a year at that point. The Shadowclaw was quite literally just an improved ballistic knife, and it could do everything the B-Knife could do, but better. It fired faster, it had more ammo, it could also one-hit melee. It was totally superior. So while it was fun to have the Ballistic Knife back in Black Ops 3, it was definitely not a meta-changing DLC weapon. Next up is a gun I was really excited about, the HD-40 in Black Ops 3. The MP40 is one of the most iconic firearms in the history of warfare, and it's often a standout in any World War II game. In the Call of Duty World at War, the MP40 was arguably the best gun in the game, and it dominated the multiplayer scene. So when Treyarch revealed they were bringing it back with a futuristic twist for BO3, fans were hyped. However, the gun we ended up getting was crap. The HD-40 looked and functioned just like the World at War MP40, but it had some major differences. For starters, the HG did a fraction of the damage that its big brother did. Secondly, this thing kicked way more than it should have, making follow-up shots very difficult. When you added that onto the low damage, it really wasn't worth the trouble. And lastly, Black Ops 3 was a game full of double jumping, wall running, and super fast firing weapons, so the HD-40 just fell out of place both on paper and in practice. Now, I remember getting this thing out of a supply drop and then being super let down when I went to try it. Another huge letdown at number 7 is the M16 in Advanced Warfare. The M16 rifle is one of the most recognizable firearms of the modern age, and it's a pretty solid weapon in Call of Duty history. It first appeared in COD 4, where it was extremely overpowered. Then it returned in Modern Warfare 2 and 3, where it was still a perfectly viable weapon. But all that changed when it was thrown into Advanced Warfare in September of 2015. The AWM-16, the only way to say it, it's bad. It hit for a maximum of 45 damage, making it capable of a one-burst kill at close range, but you lost that one-burst capability pretty quick, and the damage drop-off was super steep, going all the way down to 25 meters. The iron sights, they were bad. They were intrusive, and it featured the slowest fire rate of any burst weapon in the entire game. And also keep in mind, this was Advanced Warfare, where everyone was constantly double jumping and zipping around, so good luck hitting consistent burst shots. It was a cool idea to bring it back, but this thing was way too weak. This month's giveaway is for a brand new PlayStation 4 console. All you have to do to enter is like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on those notifications, and tweet me why you want to win it with your Twitter handle included. Next up is the Reichs revolver in Call of Duty World War II. Now, World War II didn't really have any cool pistols at launch day. There were 2 handguns and a machine pistol. However, after a while, Sledgehammer added not 1, but 2 revolvers to the game. That's good, right? No, it wasn't. Not only were both the revolvers super underwhelming, but they were arguably the worst pistols in the game. The first was the Reich's revolver, a faster firing but lighter hitting revolver that was just kind of pointless. The whole purpose of a revolver is to be able to drop someone in a couple shots. Whereas this thing really just functioned as a regular handgun, and it was vastly inferior to the other handguns that were in the game. Now, I'm not sure whose idea it was over at Sledgehammer to make a revolver for a COD game that didn't behave at all like a revolver, but fans weren't happy about it. Cracking into the top 5, the Enfield number 2 in Call of Duty World War II. Here's the other revolver that was added, and it was arguably even worse than the first. The Enfield was a more traditional revolver, slow firing, hard hitting with a good amount of recoil. And I say it was hard hitting, but that was the problem. It really wasn't. It would kill in 2 to 3 shots, but here's the thing. So would the 1911, which had superior handling and a larger mag. Plus, the revolver fired so slow that its theoretical time to kill was actually slower than most all the other pistols. So what was the point of actually running this gun? The 2 revolvers added to COD World War II seemed like Sledgehammer just really didn't know what to do because they heard people asking for revolvers but didn't know how to balance them out. But they just went ahead and added them anyway. Speaking of Sledgehammer, the blunderbuss in Advanced Warfare. Now, back in the AW days, they trolled everybody with this gun. Advanced Warfare was a game full of crazy futuristic weapons, grenades, kill streaks, bunny hopping, jetpacks, and then along came this pirate shotgun called the blunderbuss. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a ton of fun to run around with this thing and blast people into next Tuesday, but it was extremely high risk for a weapon. It reloaded super slow, like almost 10 seconds. The one-shot kill range wasn't very forgiving, and this was AW. Like I said, everybody had a jetpack, and they were constantly bouncing around. Shotguns were already hard enough to use in this game because of the movement, so adding another shotgun that was even harder to use wasn't a great call. You were better off just running around punching people than using the blunder. But with all that being said, like I said, the gun was fun to mess around with, and it was enough of a fan favorite to be brought back in COD World War II a few years later. At number 3, the Olympia in Black Ops 3. For those that weren't around in the BO1 days, the Olympia was a double-barrel shotgun that was extremely weak when compared to its fire rate, and many people called it the worst gun in the game. So naturally, Treyarch decided to port it over to Black Ops 3 as a supply drop weapon. Now, I'm not really sure where they were going with this or if they were just legitimately trolling, but the BO3 Olympia is arguably even worse than the BO1 version. You can put attachments on it, like I said, but whatever you want to do. But this is a game of advanced movement. And every weapon like this is super frustrating and super difficult to use. When people are running around on walls and using specialist abilities, how are you supposed to effectively use a double-barrel shotgun, let alone one this bad? Next up, we have the Vendetta in Black Ops 4. Now, Treyarch has been teasing BO4 players for weeks and weeks about a new sniper rifle being added to the game. Heck, they released a teaser for this thing way before it was actually added. So then, when the Vendetta sniper rifle was finally added to the game, was it worth the wait? No, not at all. It was a semi-automatic sniper rifle that takes 2 to 3 shots to kill. It's inferior to other semi-automatic rifles that were already in the game. So what was the point? I don't really know. Treyarch is kind of in shambles right now, so I guess that explains why this gun took so long to be added to the game. But it doesn't explain why they thought it was worth adding at all. I think a majority of the BO4 players have preferred this gun wasn't added, and instead, one of the supply drop weapons was added to the Battle Pass progression in its place so you could get it not behind a paywall. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to drop a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel with post notifications on so you always get alerted when a new video goes up and you can get that elusive first comment. And at number 1 today, the China Lake in Black Ops 3. Do you notice there was a lot of Treyarch DLC weapons on here? Not only did Treyarch port the worst shotgun in Black Ops history into BO3 in the form of the Olympia, they also added the worst launcher in Black Ops history in the form of the China Lake. Now, the Olympia is frustrating, but at least you can get kills with it. The China Lake, on the other hand, was arguably the worst firearm in any Call of Duty game, and when it debuted back in Black Ops 1, it was horrible. I just don't know what there is to say about it, to be honest. If you ask me, it was another troll pick from Treyarch. It was slow, it was weak, it didn't have much ammo, and overall, it was useless. And honestly, when's the last time you were playing BO3 and you actually saw someone using the China Lake? This thing, it sucks, and to me, it is the worst DLC weapon in COD history. And there you have it. You guys let me know if I got it right or if I got it wrong. Drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you soon.